All right, right now storms are pounding parts of Texas. We've seen thunder, lightning, heavy rain up in Dallas where a semi slid off the road. Creeks are running fast and high in Austin, and in San Antonio, lightning sparked several house fires, and there are water rescues already underway. A lot going on that we're watching here. Good morning, everybody. I'm Lisa Hernandez.
And I'm Russ Lewis. It is Wednesday, March 28th, 6:30 is our time this morning. And weather is the big story here this morning, really over the next 24 hours. We're about to jump on Facebook Live here in a minute to talk about the heavy rain, answering all your questions. So if you want to get in on that, just head over to the KHOU Facebook page.
But first, let's check in with Cheetah on where the storm is right now.
Well, it's just to our northwest. And, you know, we've had already flash flood warnings in effect from San Antonio, New Braunfels, including portions of Austin. Now this line is starting to move. This is going to be an all-day event. So I wish I could tell you we could narrow it down to a couple of hours, but that's just not the case. That line, let me put this into a track form for you. And notice as we continue throughout the morning, College Station into LaGrange. So it'll continue to get a little bit closer. I think late morning into your midday, that is when we will be rocking and rolling. Some of these storms are going to be capable of producing hail, some damaging winds, very heavy rainfall rates. Even an isolated tornado is possible. Dry for your morning commute for the most part. An isolated shower to some heavier rainfall right now in College Station nearing the Huntsville area, but otherwise most of you starting off dry. And then this is when the rainfall rates really pick up. Lunchtime, afternoon, continuing for your overnight hours. 1 to 3 inches widespread, an isolated amount upwards of 5 inches. And that's why the city is already preparing for high water spots. Michelle Choi getting all the details for us what the city is starting to prepare for.
Yeah, that's right, Cheetah. You know, we're actually at fire station number 37 here in Southwest Houston, just north of the Brays Bayou. This is one way the city's preparing. Check this out. This is a Houston Fire high water rescue truck, military grade, absolutely massive. Look at those tires. We're told this thing can go through anything. It can carry up to 30 people, 4 crew members, and go through 3 to 4 feet of water without any issues. Now, this is all, of course, in preparation of the severe weather we could be facing later today. As Cheetah mentioned, the worst threat right now is flash flooding. Anywhere from 3 to 4 inches is what some areas could be seeing. In fact, all across Texas right now, places like San Antonio and Austin are already dealing with some high water at this point. But guys, I also wanted to show you how decked out this truck is. This is a hydraulic system. Now, I'm told if you get on this thing, it can carry several people. It lifts up automatically so that people can get inside and, you know, get away, be taken away to safety, away from the high water. But of course, whenever we're talking about severe weather, traffic is crucial. Darby, how's it looking?
Well, it's not looking too bad out there. We've kind of got just rush hour traffic, but a few things you need to know. Of course, that traffic switch in the Kingwood area on 69 southbound, once you get to Sorters McClellan, where you're moved over into the northbound lanes and you share it, starting to cause the backups. Traffic's now backed up to before Kingwood Drive, and the frontage road will be slow as well. So that's going to be kind of the norm until August of this year. On the East Sam Houston Tollway southbound, it looks like we have an accident on the downside of the Ship Channel Bridge. We're looking from just north of 225. Looks like our accident's going to be right over in here. Taking up a left lane. Traffic's already backing up over the Ship Channel Bridge, so not getting your money's worth trying to go from I-10 down to 225 this morning, but hang in there. All right, let's go to our chopper.
Now a live look from KHOU 11 News Eye in the Sky.
Our choppers found an accident on Highway 6. This is Highway 6 northbound, just north of Memorial before you get to the overpass that goes over the Katy Freeway. A couple left lanes blocked off here. Because of this, traffic will be backed up to before Memorial, so give yourself a few extra minutes coming up Highway 6 this morning.
Gotcha, Darby, thank you.
It's coming up on 6:34, and it's still a couple of years away, but there is already a big debate this morning over the 2020 census.
Yeah, the government is asking if you're a U.S. citizen, and that question's getting a lot of backlash. This morning, we want your take. Should there be a citizenship question on the 2020 census? Vote right now on our mobile app. While you do that, Janelle Fort joins us with a reaction to this. Janelle, some people want that question just completely gone off the census.
Yeah, groups like the ACLU and immigration rights activists are leading the push to knock that question from reappearing on that survey. The fear is that by asking about citizenship, it's going to scare a lot of folks off. Now, over in California, they're already leading a push to sue the Trump administration over the move, and close to a dozen other states say they'll likely do the same. Plus, a West Texas legislator is asking our governor, Greg Abbott, to sue too.
The Trump administration has announced that for the first time since 1950, the upcoming census, which counts every person in the country, will include a question that will ask people, are you a United States citizen?
It's a move stirring up lots of reaction on both sides of the debate.
If anyone asks, I was born in Oklahoma.
Late night television is laughing, but others say the move will have serious consequences. As the immigration debate rages, the worry is this change will keep undocumented immigrants from filling out the once-a-decade survey.
Most people will more than likely not participate, given the political climate, given the fact that people already fear that the census is going to be used against them.
But why does that matter? Well, the census is used not only to get an idea of how many people live in the U.S. for federal funding, but also how many seats each state gets in the House of Representatives, which equals voting power in Congress. On our Facebook page, folks were quick to chime in on the move. One post reads, when your area loses a representative, loses funding for health care, loses more education funds, all because people didn't want to risk their safety from ICE, then tell me how this was a good idea. Better to know the actual numbers. Another reads, I don't think they should ask that question. I don't think it matters. But there were many who disagreed, like this post. Don't come here and live here illegally, then you have no worries. And this one, it's a viable question. Are you or are you not? Senator Ted Cruz took to social media to give his approval, applauding the move, tweeting, quote, a question on citizenship is a reasonable and common sense addition to the census. And as you can see, lots of different opinions, and they really range across the spectrum. Lisa?
They really do. And Janelle, we're checking out those live screen results there. And right now, 80%, more than 80% say yes, that question should be on the 2020 survey. I'm sure it's not the last we've heard about this. Janelle Fort, thanks for that live report this morning.
Coming up on 6:37, it's time for your morning rush. First up this morning, a man is dead after a homeowner says he caught the guy breaking into his truck. Police say the owner confronted the man and then shot him. This happened last night on Langley Road in Northeast Houston. We don't know yet if any criminal charges will be filed in that case. The Seattle Seahawks have released former TCU quarterback Trayvon Boykin. He's accused of beating his girlfriend. Shabrika Bailey says the Boykin choked her and broke her jaw because she wouldn't let him see her phone. She says that he later sent a text telling her to lie about how she was injured. Boykin denies that he assaulted that woman. Kim Jong-un just wrapped up a visit to Beijing, his first trip out of North Korea since he took over the country 7 years ago. While there, he did meet with the Chinese president. Kim Jong-un reportedly talked about his desire to have better relations with South Korea. The flu, not gone. In fact, it is now changing. The CDC has seen a spike of influenza B. Most of the cases we saw earlier this season were type A. But doctors are warning that the B strain is more serious for young children. Even without James Harden and Clint Capella, the Rockets took down the Chicago Bulls last night, and this one wasn't even close. 118-86. Eric Gordon had 31 points. The Rockets are taking on the Suns Friday night, tip-off at 7 at Toyota Center. And that is your Morning Rush. Lisa?
Thank you, Russ. All right, a lot of folks are talking about this next story. Is Cosmopolitan magazine too risque for the checkout line? Walmart thinks it is, so the store is moving it. Doug Deloney is here to explain what they're doing and show us what people are saying about it. Doug?
Yeah, Lisa, so Walmart is not totally removing the magazine from their store. They're just moving it to a more discreet location instead of right there in the checkout line. Cosmos, of course, is known for risque headlines that I will not read on TV, as well as some risque photos of women. Walmart says the change is primarily a business move, but that they heard the concerns surrounding the magazine. So what concerns are those? Well, the National Center on Sexual Exploitation says it was their complaints regarding the magazine that led to the move. In his statement Tuesday, it said, quote, families can now walk through the store without worrying about being exposed to the graphic and often degrading and offensive material. So, of course, a lot of you have been weighing in on our Facebook page ever since we posted this story. Sam writes in saying, this was on the top of Walmart's to-do list. I don't know. I think higher wages and cleaning up the store a little would be higher up. Dakota says, open more registers and people wouldn't have to stand so long looking at those magazines. Diddy says, but you won't remove the customers walking around half naked, just talking about some of the bizarre things that you see happen at Walmart. Sue says, good. I won't have to turn around the magazines anymore when she sees those, what she believes are offensive covers. I had never heard of doing that, but Russ, you said...
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody do it,
right.
But I've seen magazines that have been turned which makes me more curious, so I turn it over to see what the heck it is. Right. So that kind of defeats the purpose of whoever did that. But I've seen people do that.
I have never rolled my eyes harder than sometimes when I see those headlines on those like National Enquirer, and it's like, oh my goodness, but someone's buying them.
All right, so cosmonaut disappearing and just putting it in a different magazine stand. Okay, Doug, thank you.
All right, let's check in with Cheetah right now with the one thing you need to know today. I think I know what it is, Cheetah.
You do? I think we all do. Even though we are starting off this morning under cloudy skies, mostly dry conditions to start your morning, boy, that's going to change. I want to set the stage for a very rainy, potentially stormy and strong to severe thunderstorms expected this afternoon through your evening hours. I'm going to detail out the timeline when that heavy rain is expected to move in coming up after the break, Darby.
All right, Cheetah, the one thing you need to know in traffic, do you take the ship channel on the East Sam Houston Tollway? You're not getting your money's worth. Have an accident taking up a left lane, a right lane squeezing by, but the backup is almost to I-10, the Baytown East Freeway. The details on how long it takes